Hi there, my beautiful thrivers. Welcome back to another video with Thriving in Chaos, our 1 year anniversary on YouTube. If you just clicked on this video and you're new, this is a cash stuffing for my YouTube paycheck, but also it is going to be a Q&A. I have asked for the past 2 or 3 weeks questions, if you have any, to throw them at me and I will answer them in this video. And I got 10 questions. And I am perfectly happy with those questions, so I will be answering those in this video while I am cash stuffing my YouTube paycheck. My channel is primarily based on my budgeting journey using this cash envelope system, building hefty savings and financial security for myself and my family. So if this is something that might interest you, or if you're looking for some inspiration or motivation for your own budgeting journey, or simply some entertainment, I appreciate you being here. Consider hitting that subscribe button and joining my thriving community. I'd love to be a part of your weekly inspiration. And if you're already one of my current subscribers, one of my thrivers, hi, how you doing? It is because of you we are here today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So I've been looking forward to this day for about a year. I cannot believe it's already been a year on YouTube. It just feels like I just started this thing. Kind of crazy, but I'm glad you're here with me. We're going to be cash stuffing my YouTube paycheck, as I said in the intro. And while I'm doing that, I'll be answering some of your questions that you guys have posted for me throughout the past couple of weeks. So let me go ahead and grab this month's paycheck from YouTube and get that all set up, and then we'll get started. So today we are stuffing $143. I left the change in the account, and we'll be stuffing it in these various envelopes. Not very many envelopes, obviously, because it's not a very large paycheck, but I do appreciate everyone who has been not skipping through those ads and letting them play through, because this is because of you for doing that, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick count, and we will set it up in my tray. So we have 50, 70, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 1, 2, and 3. 143. I'll set this up in my tray, and we'll get started. I'm going to start this off with the first question that I got, and it is from Teresa Pippin. Her question was, when you started your journey, how many envelopes and binders did you have? Well, I had 4 binders. I had my short term, my long term, my savings binder, and then I had a just in case binder. So the just in case was to help me get a month ahead in my bills, and the short term is what it still is today. Long term is still what it is today, including holidays. And then I also had my savings, which is still here today. But I had all of like my kids' savings in there, and like everything was all combined into one. I probably had about a good 36 or so envelopes in total. It was kind of crazy, but I was very ambitious from the very beginning. I knew that I wanted to save for many different things throughout the year. So I wanted to give myself a head start in trying to accomplish those goals. So let me go ahead and grab my business binder. So this is the main binder we're going to be working with today in regards to my YouTube paycheck, of course. So let's go ahead and pay those taxes. Since YouTube doesn't take taxes out, I have to do it for them. So I'm going to start with taxes, and according to my CPA, she said 25% is more than enough. So I'm going to go ahead and take out $36. So that's 20, 30, 35, and 36, which is 25% of my paycheck. And we'll add that into what we already have here. And so now in taxes, we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 66, 7, 8, 9, 70. So we have $70 now in taxes. And I'll go ahead and fill that out. think it is the 22nd. Yep, 1 year. And then we're adding 36. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next question that I got. This came from Dino Budgets, and she asked 3 fun facts most people don't know about you. Well, I can say a lot of you don't know a lot about me. My closest, my near and dear, probably know just about everything. I'm pretty open book. But 3 things that you guys might not know about me is I have tattoos and piercings, facial piercings. So I have traveled quite a bit in my life so far. I've been to Ireland, I've been to Germany, I've been to all the bordering countries of Germany. I've been to Turks and Caicos, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. I am enjoying filling up that passport. So that is something that you might not have known about me. But in addition to that, I do have facial piercings and tattoos, and the reason why I brought those 2 together is because I did get a tattoo while in Ireland and I got an eyebrow ring while in Germany. So I just felt like that was something that I could bring home from those trips. So that's 2 fun facts, I feel. Another fun fact is that my husband and I built this house that we're living in right now when I was 19 years old. Yes. And we have lived here ever since. We built it from the ground up, and we have given birth to and raised 3 beautiful children in this house. And now I am 40 years old. It doesn't feel like it. I still feel like that 19-year-old girl that built this house, but now I am 40 years old. Kind of crazy. But anyway, so there is my 3 fun facts. So I'm going to move on to stuffing my budgeting envelope. We do need some money in here because I did purchase already, which will come out in tomorrow's video, some stickers for May. So we're going to be putting $70 in. So I did that in a 50 and a 20. And now we have $75 in here, which more than enough covers the stickers that I just bought for May. Next question came from Budgeting Like a Girl, and she asked if you could go one place on vacation free and all-inclusive, where would it be? Would you take the hubby and kids, or would it be a momcation? I would probably go to Hawaii. All expenses paid, all inclusive. Take me to Hawaii. I want to visit some islands. Beach and the tropics is where my heart is and will always be. And of course, I would take my hubby. Kids, maybe I might leave them. Maybe it could just be a hubby and a wifey trip. I don't know. But I wouldn't go alone, and I probably wouldn't just go with friends either. Because my husband is my best friend. So I would definitely want to experience that with him. I probably would want the kids to experience it too, because I feel like there's a lot of learning that comes from experience and being able to travel and see different ways and cultures and lives outside of where we live is great. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind another honeymoon. All right, so now YouTube giveaway. $10 is what we're going to be putting in here. Always got to give back. We did hit our 2,000 mark, but I'm not going to throw a giveaway until I have this nice and filled up, because I want to get some nice things or do some nice giveaways. So now we have 50, 60, 65, 70, 71. I'll go ahead and fill this out back here. All right, and then the next question came from Budget with Crazy in Love. She asked, how do you find the time to make more than 1 video a week? Does it get easier to record yourself? It does, honestly. How I find time to make more than 1 video a week? Well, I don't have a job. I've been a stay-at-home mom for many, many years. And even when I did have jobs, I always took my kids with me. So I always found jobs that I could take my kiddos with me too. And I would homeschool them and work full-time jobs that way. I don't know. Don't ask. It was the way to bring in money, but also keep my kids out of public schools here. With that being said, I've been a stay at home mom for many, many years, so I'm here. My kids are pretty much grown. They can pretty much take care of themselves. If they want to eat, they fix themselves breakfast and lunch or snacks or whatever. And I am just kind of twiddling my thumbs. They're kind of getting older now, so they don't need me as much. So I do have a lot of time. And so I'm able to adhere to a schedule. While hubby goes to work, I'll sit here and do videos. Or sometimes he does get home from work and I'm still filming or whatever, and he'll be patient with me like he's doing right now. But it's pretty easy when I don't have a full-time job. And it does get easier to record myself. Now I just feel like I'm talking to my wall. I'm getting pretty used to this. It's been about a year now, so it's not awkward to me anymore. But I do know that in the beginning it definitely was awkward, especially when I had to edit the videos and hearing myself back. I still find that awkward, like editing my videos in front of people. And then even making videos, like if my hubby walked in here right now, I would probably stop and wait for him to walk back out. It's awkward. All right, so next, small business. We're going to put $7 in here. So 5, 6, 7. So now we have $12 in supporting small business, which is good because I really want to buy some more dividers from Intentional Living. So eventually I'll be able to do that. But we put 7 in now. All right, so next question came from Budget with Molly. Do you like to cook or bake? And if so, what are your specialties? I don't like to cook. I'm going to be completely honest. I cook for necessity to feed my family. It's not my favorite thing to do. However, when I do find a new recipe, oddly enough, I like doing that. Like, I like making new recipes. I think maybe I'm just tired of making the same different type of dishes I just know by heart. So it's fun to do things different. And as far as baking, I actually used to make cakes, with fondant and stuff, and I would sell them. But it just was, especially since my kids were younger at that time, I told you, I took jobs that would allow me to stay home. And one of those was, baking cakes and selling them. But my kids would always mess up the cakes. They'd get into them and it would frustrate me to no end. And I finally was like, you know what? I can't do this with little kids. I just can't do it. So I stopped doing that. But yeah, as far as cooking, I don't really like to have to cook. It's not my favorite thing. My hubby is the greatest cook ever, I feel. Maybe I'm biased, but he has some really good food that he makes. And if he wants to do it, I prefer him to do it. All right, so in bills, we're going to put $10, and this is for April bills. And I didn't take March's bills out yet, which is fine. I can probably just let it build up over time. And then that's it as far as what goes in this binder. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other binder that I'm going to put this last $10 in, which is my holidays binder, just contributing to the Christmas. Definitely got to do that. I should have also put some in vacation, but it's fine. So the next question before I do this is from Tanya's Budget and Chaotic Life. She asks, your kids are talented. What are their talents and what talents do you have? Yes, I agree. My kids are talented. My son is a gamer. And when I say that, I'm not saying that as like, oh yeah, he likes to play games. I'm talking competitive gaming. I have taken him throughout his life to various competitions. And when he was a little boy, he was going up against adult men and kicking their booties. So he is a very competitive gamer and he's really good at it. He always has been. So that's why I want to encourage him to take that next step and go into streaming and YouTube and really trying to push that for him because it's something he loves to do and has loved to do all of his life, and he might as well make it work for him, especially since he's good at it. My middle child, she is really good at drawing, even though now she will say that she's not because she hasn't drawn in quite some time. But I'm telling you, she is a really good drawer. If you've seen my kids' envelopes, then you will know that. She also is great. Like, she can pick up any instrument and learn it just like that by just herself. She can just learn things so easy, and it's quite amazing. And I absolutely love that trait of hers because it will help her out in her life tremendously to be able to pick things up just like that and learn it really quick. That's pretty awesome. And then as for my youngest, she's amazingly talented in both physical and digital art. It is unbelievable. So much so that she hasn't even graduated high school yet, and she won't until probably next year or maybe even the year after that. But we went ahead and took part of her graduation gift to buy her a certain iPad and stuff so that she could go ahead and start building a portfolio for colleges with her art designs, which is incredible. I wish I could show you, but I don't want it screenshot and shared without our knowledge. So I won't do that. But it is incredible, let me tell you. This girl is probably going to one day make animes and posters and stuff. It's kind of crazy. As far as me, I don't know, you tell me. We're all kind of artsy around here. I'm the same way. I like to draw. I like to do things like that. Anything that I put my mind to, I can get it done and be creative about it. And I'm also musically inclined as well. So my kids all kind of get that natural. I know that it's generational because my grandmother was extremely talented as an artist. And my kids actually get it double because their grandfather from my husband's side was extremely talented as an artist as well. So they got a double helping of the artistic talents, if you will. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the $10 in here, and we have been working on my son's right here. I'm going to put that in. And now my son has 100, 200, 250, 70, 90, 3, 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, 410, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, and 43. So 443, I think I said, plus 500. And that is 943, I believe. Yes. I don't think I filled out the last envelope. All right, so I'm going to go back and grab that so that we can fill out those last budget trackers just to make sure so I don't get myself mixed up. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and answer the next question, which was from Ashley Sharp. She said, "Are you willing to share what your hubby does for work?" So I had to ask my hubby permission for this, and he was not on board with me sharing that. He is a very private person. So I'm like, well, can I just say some things? Because I know I've kind of already said a few things as far as like traveling to different hospitals all over the state and as much as you drive and everything. So he did give me permission to share a little bit of something, but not specifics. So basically, my hubby is a clinical specialist. He goes from hospitals to hospitals all across the state of Georgia. He works for a specific company that makes a specific product that helps a specific problem. And he goes and trains doctors and assists doctors in surgeries using this product. That's about as far as I can say. So think that's everything on here, so I don't need to fill out anything else. Oh, and he also has his own little small business that he does. He does festivals across the state, and he makes baskets. If you've never seen that, I did a video because everybody was asking what my hubby's side hustle was. So there is a video showcasing what he makes as his side hustle. So the next question came from Becca Boris, and she asked, how much do you save for birthdays and Christmas to consider it fully stuffed? Okay. Let's start with my kids. So for their birthdays, I do like to save $500. That's my goal for each birthday. And that is because not only do we usually take them out to eat, which is with their friends, an easy $150 depending on the restaurant. And then we also like to give them money or sometimes a shopping spree depending, or a party. So we've done this since they were little, mainly because when they were younger, we would invite all these people to the party and hardly anyone would show up. Like, parties were becoming obsolete back then for some reason. Nobody would show up to these birthday parties. And you go through all of this stuff of decorating and making all the foods and spending all that money to not really have anybody show up is, one, it's sad and it's frustrating, but two, I did not like the way my children seemed to feel on their birthday. They seemed to feel not special, and we had finally had enough, and we were like, you know what, we're not going to do this. We're not going to keep doing this to our kids. So from now on, we're going to give them the choice. We will save the money. When it comes to their birthday, we will ask them, do you want a party, or would you rather have a few of your good friends come and spend the night? We go out to eat. We take you on a shopping spree. You can buy whatever you want with this, and just have a good time with your friends, your closest friends. And ever since we have started that, this was many, many years ago, more times than not, they have always chosen to take the money and have us spend the night with their friends, or with their closest friends. So that's kind of been our tradition. So with that being said, we take them out to eat with their friends. We take them to go shopping, a little shopping spree. And then whatever is left, I literally just give it to them. Here you go. Here's what's left of the $500 I saved, which sometimes is not much. It just depends on how much we spent. So $500 for each kid is what my goal is for each. Now, my middle child is turning 18 this year, and I thought it would be kind of cool to rent a limo and take her out to Atlanta, to a fancy restaurant or something like that. So I might end up having to save a little bit more to accomplish that, but we'll see. And as far as Christmas goes, I did make a savings plan for myself. I do have this tracker, which is a $5,000 goal, but I think in total it was $4,450, I think. No, wait. Yeah, because I just added extra in the other. So total $5,000, but there's going to be a lot of extra in other. But basically, my goal is $500 for each, myself and my hubby, $750 for each of my kids, $100 for his parents, $100 for my parents, $105 for our nieces and nephews, $250 towards some of the games that we play at our Christmas parties, $150 towards decor, just in case I want to get Christmas decor, $250 for my Christmas dinner and foods that we might have to bring to parties, and then $795 as just extra, just in case we go over. You gotta be certain. So this was how I came up with this budget. I went through every paycheck that we're going to be getting. I went through every modus check that we're going to be getting from my YouTube, assuming I get one each month. And then from all full-time paychecks, I added an extra $13. So that's why you'll see me stuff like $63. So yeah, that was my plan. This was last year's plan. So I just kind of went with that. I did up my husband and myself because we did kind of go over last year. So my goal, $5,000, but that covers all of that. The next question came from Tanya's Budget and Chaotic Life. She said she's wondering if my child was to decide that they didn't want a graduation party, can they take that cash and use it somewhere else, or do they forfeit the money? And that was a good question. It was like so good that I actually had to ask my hubby, what would we do in that situation? Now, obviously, I would want my child to have a graduation party. They've been homeschooled. Like we homeschool, and we have homeschooled since they can remember. So for me, I would love for them to have that experience of a graduation. And even though it's a graduation party, it also doubles as a full-on graduation. So for example, my son with his graduation party last year, we actually had him fully in a graduation robe with the hat, with the tassel. I had him walk across the stage. Me and his father presented him his diploma that we got from his online school, in front of all family and friends that were able to make it. And we played some games in regards to him and the graduate, and it was great. So it kind of doubled as a graduation/graduation party all in one. So for me and for my kid, I probably would want them to continue to have that graduation experience because they won't have it any other way. It's not like their online school will do that. So that's why we are having this graduation party for them, and also so that hopefully friends and family will give them a little something as they start out their life so that they're not starting at zero. But if it came down to it and they really absolutely did not want to have a graduation/graduation party, we probably would just give them the money. And the last question that I got, they requested that I announce them as James because their username is in Vietnamese, which I'm sure you can see on the screen. But his question was, if your kids want to do extra chores, would you offer more money? And that's kind of hard to say because the way that we have our chores set up, we don't do just one like little job. Say for the kitchen, that encompasses the entire kitchen. So that means you have to do the dishes, empty the dishwasher, fill up the dishwasher, clean the sink, clean the counters, clean the floors, and and it looked good. And I have my house set up into 3 zones. So I have my kitchen, my living room, dining room, which is all combined. I have my hallway and guest bathroom. And so it's 3 different zones, and they've been doing this for years, so they've got it down to an art. But they each take a zone each day, and then the next day they rotate clockwise. So whoever did kitchen would do living room, dining room. Whoever did living room, dining room now does the hallway and the bathroom, the guest bathroom. And then whoever did hallway and guest bathroom the day before now does the kitchen the next day. So they just rotate like this throughout the week, and they do their chore. And because they do it every single day, it doesn't really get that messy. So it's really easy, and that's why I only do $10 a week for that. With that being said, it doesn't really leave much room for any other chores. Them keeping the rooms clean, that is on them. I don't pay them for that. That's a responsibility. That's not a chore. And there's not really anything else to do. So I don't know that I would pay them for anything unless it was, for instance, helping us do something that we don't usually do, like loading up the trailer with my hubby's baskets and going to a festival and helping us sell. Then yeah, we pay them for that. But there's just not really that many extra chores because everything that they don't do in those 3 encompassing chores, I do, or my hubby does. So we just handle this house together. So I hope that answered that question. And that's all the questions I had. So I appreciate everyone who took their time to ask me questions. If you guys are watching and you see their names, feel free to go and subscribe to their channels. I'd love to just help support our budgeting community. In fact, after I post this video, I am personally going to go and subscribe to each of your channels just for participating in this Q&A. I really, really appreciate it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. I appreciate everyone that is here. If you're still watching and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a part of my community. The budgeting community is amazing. I will see you guys tomorrow for our WTF Wednesday video. I did post a schedule on my community tab on my page, so you can see all the videos that are going to be rolling out over the next week and a half to 2 weeks. So go check that out. Be prepared. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I post. It's going to be a great 2 weeks. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. As always, until next time. Bye.